They say what goes around comes around. And sometimes, sometimes it comes wearing a smile and even a family name. That whole idea, that kind of personal karma that sticks to you. That's really what we're getting into in this Bible discussion today. We're focusing on Jacob, specifically his really transformative, kind of frustrating and surprisingly human time under his uncle Laban. See, up to now, Jacob has been all about his own cleverness. He tricked his way into the birthright, the blessing, and now he's on the run from home. But he runs straight into the arms of Laban in Haran. Jacob probably thinks he's, dodged the drama. Uh-oh. He's about to meet someone who's maybe even better at manipulation. It's like looking in a mirror, isn't it? So this story from Genesis, chapters 29 through 31, it's all about how these messy, difficult relationships, how God actually uses them to shape us. Okay, let's unpack this. How did the biggest trickster in the Bible end up being the one getting tricked?
Yeah, it's fascinating how it's set up right from the start. Jacob gets to Haran. He's dusty, broke, pretty much alone, and he heads for the well. Now, what wells in scripture, they're almost always these, pivotal places where lives change. And who does he see there? Rachel.
Right, and the Bible describes her as beautiful in form and appearance. Jacob is just, wow, instantly smitten. And he does this classic, show-off move,
Yeah.
rolls this huge stone away from the well all by himself, just to water her sheep and, impress her.
Totally. It's immediate. Powerful attraction. So Rachel, she runs home, tells her father, Laban. Laban comes rushing out. He kisses Jacob, hugs him, and says this really warm family thing. Surely you are my bone and my flesh.
Sounds lovely, right?
It sounds so welcoming. But we need to remember who we're dealing with here. Laban.
Exactly. It's like this intense welcome, this sort of love bombing.
Yeah. And then almost straight away, it turns into, well, a negotiation.
Pretty much. Jacob's fled one tricky family situation only to land right in the middle of another one. Laban uses that hospitality, that your family line, to kind of trap him before he even settles in.
Laban definitely sees an opportunity, not just a nephew. Jacob stays a month, working basically for, room and board. Then Laban makes his move, always the negotiator. Just because you're my relative, he says, doesn't mean you work for nothing. Name your price. What should your wages be?
And Jacob, he's just completely blinded by love for Rachel at this point, isn't he?
Absolutely. Doesn't even hesitate.
He blurts it out. I'll serve you 7 years for Rachel, the younger one. 7 years. That's a huge commitment.
It really is a testament to how much he wanted her, all sealed in sweat, basically. And that detail about the time, it's crucial. The scripture says those 7 years, they seemed to him but a few days because of the love he had for her.
Wow. So this isn't just a fling. It's deep devotion, a serious investment.
Which makes the betrayal cut so much deeper.
Okay, so the 7 years are finally up. Big wedding feast, celebrations. But Laban, he's got his scheme ready.
The veil is thick, the party's going, and the next morning, Jacob wakes up and discovers...
He married Leah, the oldest sister, not Rachel.
Can you imagine the shock? Absolute fury. Jacob storms out, confronts Laban. Why did you deceive me? Didn't I serve you for Rachel?
This is the first time Jacob really tastes that bitter medicine of betrayal himself, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And Laban's defense is just, it's brilliant in its cruelty.
He basically just shrugs it off.
Right.
Oh, it's not our custom here. We don't give the younger daughter before the firstborn.
Exactly. And the thing is, that custom might have been real, but it's totally deceitful because Laban conveniently forgot to mention it for 7 years.
Right. He waited until after the work is done.
Pure manipulation. And the irony is thick.
How so?
Well, think about Jacob's past. How did he trick his own father, Isaac?
He used disguise, Esau's clothes, and logic.
Yeah.
Pretending to be the firstborn.
Exactly. Substitution and logic. And now he's deceived by logic, this appeal to custom, and by a physical disguise, the wedding veil. Substitution again.
Wow. The trickster gets tricked by the exact same methods he used.
It's like holding up a giant mirror to his own actions. And the price. Another 7 years of work. Just to finally marry Rachel, the woman he wanted all along.
14 years total for his wives.
This is really the start of Jacob's refining process. God allows this manipulation, this intense unfairness. Maybe not to be cruel, but to force Jacob to see himself.
So the cure for a schemer is sometimes experiencing the sharp end of the stick yourself.
It seems that way. He needed to feel the sting of his own tactics, maybe.
So Jacob's now stuck 14 years in this really unhappy household. It's divided, full of jealousy.
Yeah, deeply unhappy. He's got Rachel, the wife he loves, but she's barren. And he's got Leah, fertile, but feeling desperately unloved.
That's just heartbreaking.
It really is. And
Okay.
the text makes a point of saying God saw Leah's pain, her feeling unloved. So with each son, she has Reuben, Simeon, Levi. There's this little note of hope in their names. Like maybe now my husband will love me. She's trying so hard to earn that affection.
Trying to win the love Jacob just freely gives to Rachel.
Yes. But here's where you see that divine perspective shift things. The world and Jacob might overlook Leah.
But God doesn't.
Not at all. And while Leah is the unloved one, she's the one having sons. And her fourth son, Judah,
Judah, the line of the kings, the line
the
of...
line of the Messiah. Exactly. It's profound, isn't it? God completely overturns human preference, Jacob's love for Rachel, to bring about his ultimate plan.
So Leah's rejection actually becomes the path to this incredible blessing.
Precisely. It shows that blessing, true favor, it isn't earned by scheming or being the favorite. It flows where God directs it. It's a gift.
That must have been a hard lesson for Jacob to learn, that he couldn't manipulate his way into blessing.
I think it took him a long, long time.
So, okay, 14 years are up. He's paid the bride price twice over. Jacob finally asked Laban, okay, let me go home now.
But Laban's not ready to let his cash cow go, is he?
Not a chance. He actually admits it. He says, I have learned by experience, or some translations say divination, that the Lord has blessed me because of you.
He knows where his prosperity is coming from. So, ever the opportunist, Laban tries to cut another deal. Stay, he says, name your wages.
Right. And Jacob, maybe he's learned something by now. He can't trust Laban's word, can't rely on fairness. So he proposes this interesting scheme.
Yeah, the famous one. He says, okay, my wages will be all the spotted, speckled, and dark-colored sheep and goats born from now on.
Which were usually the weaker ones, the less common ones, right?
Generally, yes. So Laban jumps at it, thinks, great, easy deal for me. He gets the runts.
But Jacob tries his own bit of, well, folk science husbandry here.
He does. With the peeled rods near the watering troughs during breeding season, the idea maybe was that what the animals saw influenced the offspring. Ancient genetics, sort of.
But the result was way beyond what peeled sticks could do, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The text implies something much more is happening. It's described as more miracle than just clever breeding.
Jacob's flocks explode. All the strong, healthy animals seem to be speckled or spotted. And Laban's flocks, they get weaker.
It's like God steps in and says, okay, let's balance the books here. Jacob is finally learning, maybe, that God's blessing doesn't actually need his schemes. It just happens where God wills it.
Even despite Laban's constant attempts to cheat him.
Right. And this shifts the power dynamic completely. It's not about Jacob being clever anymore. It's about God's providence.
And you can feel the tension ratcheting up, can't you? Laban's attitude totally changes. He gets cold.
And worse, Laban's own sons start complaining.
Yeah.
Jacob has taken everything, all our father's wealth. Jacob sees the writing on the wall. It's getting dangerous.
The whole situation is just becoming toxic.
Exactly. And then God speaks to Jacob directly in a dream.
Tells him what?
Return to the land of your fathers, and I will be with you. Confirmation. It's time to go.
But Jacob knows he can't just walk out, can he? Laban would never let him leave with all that wealth.
No way. So he has to sneak away. While Laban is off shearing sheep, Jacob gathers his wives, his children, all his flocks, and just slips away. Secretly.
And then there's that really strange final detail. Rachel steals something.
Yes. Rachel steals her father's household idols, the teraphim. It adds this whole other layer of, well, deceit and complexity right at the end.
Why do you think she did that? Was it just about holding on to old religious ways?
That's one possibility, maybe a kind of religious mixing. But many scholars think these teraphim might have also functioned like title deeds, proof of inheritance rights.
Ah, so maybe she was staking a claim, ensuring her children got something, knowing her father would try to cheat them.
It's very possible. It shows just how deep the distrust ran, even with his own daughters. They'd learned Laban's ways too, perhaps.
So Jacob flees. Laban finds out 3 days later. He's furious, chases after them.
The big confrontation happens out in the hill country. It must have been incredibly tense. Laban catches up, shouting, "Why did you sneak away? Why did you trick me?"
Then here, right here, is where we see Jacob really change, I think.
I agree. This is the moment. Instead of scheming or making excuses, Jacob finally stands in his truth. All of those years of frustration, of being cheated, it just pours out of him. He lists Laban's tricks, how he changed his wages 10 times, he says.
And he doesn't claim he got rich. He says
Only God's presence, the God of his father, kept Laban from sending him away with nothing at all. He's not relying on himself anymore. His defense is God's faithfulness.
That's the real shift, isn't it? He stopped trying to control everything.
Yes. And the tension finally breaks. Laban seems to recognize he can't fight the God who is clearly protecting Jacob.
So he proposes
Yeah.
peace. Sort of.
A covenant, yeah. They set up a pile of stones as a witness marker. They call it Mizpah.
Mizpah, meaning
May the Lord watch between you and me when we are apart.
it's basically an agreement founded on total mistrust, right?
We don't trust each other an inch, so let's ask God to keep an eye on things so we don't attack each other. Pretty much. But it's a parting. Jacob leaves that place, and he's not the same man who arrived 20 years earlier. He's been humbled, changed by the very manipulation he used to excel at.
Wow. So those 20 years with Laban, that was like his furnace, wasn't it? The place where his self-reliance got burned away.
Absolutely. He went in trusting his own cleverness, his schemes. He leaves leaning entirely on God. The hardship wasn't something God prevented.
God used it.
Exactly. God used Laban's deceit to shape Jacob. It's a tough but powerful idea, isn't it? That the relationships that hurt us or test us the most are often the very ones God uses to shape us most deeply.
So thinking about this for yourself,
Yeah.
if you're maybe in a season that feels long or tiring or just unfair, like a tough job or a difficult family dynamic,
Yeah, remember Jacob under Laban? God didn't just magically fix the situation, he worked through it. He grew Jacob through the friction.
God doesn't always change our circumstances immediately. Sometimes he's more interested in changing us through the circumstance.
Equipping us, maybe, for whatever is next. And for Jacob, what's next is huge. He's heading home, but first,
Hmm.
he has that encounter at Peniel, wrestling with God himself.
Right. His transformation isn't over yet. That's a whole other story.
It definitely is.
Well, thank you for joining us for this Bible discussion. It's been fascinating to unpack Jacob's time with Laban.
Always great to talk through these stories.
If you found this helpful, please do like, subscribe, maybe hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next discussion. And leave us a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Jacob and Laban. See you next time.